Welcome to Tikkun's Weekly Dava. My name is Rabbi Shaul Rosenblatt. The Torah portion this week is Behar, second to last in the book of Vayikra, the book of Leviticus. It's all about land and land ownership. And I'd just like to say a little story that to me is a very powerful story on the concept of land ownership and our relationship with land and our relationship with property and really the world in general. The story is told of two friends in a particular town in Poland. They were good friends, wealthy landowners, both of them. And they had a little strip of land in between their two lands, and they kind of got into a little debate as to who it belonged to. And it started off as a little debate and a little discussion, and then it kind of grew a little bit heated and grew a little bit more frustrated, and then they kind of got a little bit upset about it, and then they weren't talking to each other, and then they got really upset with each other, and before you knew it was a full-blown battle in the courts, and then in the legal system, and they fell out over it, and they became bitter enemies and bitter rivals over this little piece of land. And we all know that that's something that's very possible to happen, unfortunately. Anyway, the story goes that they decided at a certain point, friends kind of said to them, "Look, you were such great friends, and it's ridiculous you've fallen out. Go and see the rabbi. Go and speak to the rabbi. Perhaps he can sort it out for you." They go and see the rabbi, and they both present their case. And the rabbi says, "Look, I need to see the land, I need to see the land itself." So they go to the land, and they kind of all standing on the land together, the rabbi and the two kind of landowners. The rabbi looks at the land, and it's kind of this, it's grown over with weeds, and it's a small strip of land. Neither of them could do that much with it anyway. It's like, the rabbi thinks to himself, kind of, what's the debater, what's the argument over, who cares? But, when the ego gets involved, then everybody cares. Anyway, the rabbi kind of comes up with an idea, and he says, I got an idea. He says, I'm going to ask the land who it belongs to. The land will tell me who it belongs to, who owns you. And they kind of look at each other like, what does he mean by that? So he lies down on the floor, puts his ear to the ground, he listens, and both of them are like really intent watching him, like, what's this guy up to? He listens for a few minutes, and he gets up very quietly, and he says, He says, the land's given me its verdict. The land's told me what the story is over here. And they said, well, come on, tell us. What did the land say? We both want to know. He said, well, what the land said is this. The land said that you, Mr. Cohen, you think the land belongs to you. And you, Mr. Levy, you think the land belongs to you. But what the land actually told me was that one day, the truth is, both of you will belong to it. We get caught up and we get distracted and we get frustrated with little petty things in life. When we look at life as a bigger picture, things perhaps don't seem quite as important. We so often get swept away by a tide of pettiness in our lives. And it's so easy to lose a sense of what's really important to us. Land, property, is never ever more important than friendship. In the same way as money can never possibly be more important than your spouse, and work could never possibly be more important than spending time with your children. It's a sobering thought to realize that one day we will all belong to the land. One day we'll go back to where we came from. And with that in mind, I suggest you ask yourself, the things that are bothering me, how important are they? What people think of me, how I'm doing, am I being successful? Am I really achieving what I want to achieve in life? The things that are on my mind, am I making enough money? What's going to be tomorrow? Will those things bother you in 5 years, let alone 50? If something's not going to bother you in 50 years' time, then it's not that important to you now either. Let's learn to focus on the things that matter, the things that are lasting, the things that are really significant, the things that we will take with us. Life is way too precious and way too fleeting for us to waste on petty and silly little things. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom. If you're interested in finding more about these type of ideas, please log on to our website, tikkun.co.uk. Thank you.